Welcome to Witchcast!
'Cause it's Witchcast!
I'm Emily.
I'm Kate.
And we're your co-hosts of this, the Witchcast podcast.
That's right. We're your learning grower. We're your learning, growing, ever evolving.
We're growers, not showers.
We're growers, not showers. Here to explore everything under the woo-woo, esoteric, spiritual, witchy universe.
Yeah, that big old universe umbrella.
Big university umbrella, sparkly.
It's a galaxy. It's all around us.
Anything
it's ever
that is
expanding. It's terrifying.
Yes, exactly. If it's scary to white men, we're here for it. And speaking of scary to white men, we have a very special guest that we're so happy to welcome back. She's a good friend of the podcast. She is an astrologer, numerologist, amazing artist, writer, your kooky anti-witch. Please welcome back Jasmine Wolfe.
Yay!
Woohoo! I'm back. It's me. I'm glad we already just started off, with a grower, shower. We already have the dirty jokes in right now. Yeah, so I feel comfortable. I feel safe. I'm ready to go.
Good. I'm so glad.
It's early in the morning, and we're starting at an 11.
right out the gate.
Yeah.
Who needs coffee?
Yeah.
Welcome back. It's
so great to see you. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me. I always love being here. This is such a good time.
Yay.
I mean, we've had you on for I feel like almost like every season. Probably, right?
I think so.
It's been a while. Yeah, I mean, pretty close. Probably every other season at the very minimum.
At the very least, yes.
Which is too little if you ask me. Let's even more.
Yeah, even more. Jasmine is our resident numerologist. If you all are like, what is numerology? Go back and listen to our previous episode where we go through Numerology 101 with Jasmine Wolfe. And you might know her from Instagram as Satin Saturn. You have to follow her. Your posts are just amazing. We repost every Monday your vibes of the week, where Jasmine goes through and breaks down the numerology of each day of the week and what to expect from each vibe. And I follow it every day of what to expect today. What's today going to be like based on the numbers?
Yeah. Whenever I'm not sure, I just go see what you said for the
it's great.
week. I'll go through and be like, Thursday feels weird. Am I right?
Am I correct here? Is it a weird vibe?
It's so good too because we've talked to you a few times about numerology and then also astrology as well and on all of it, but I'm just so not a math girly. So I just love leaning on you, and I've gotten readings from you as well, so it's so helpful to be like, just tell me, just translate for me, auntie, please. Just tell me, what is it? What can I expect?
I know every time I try to explain some sort of numerological theory, concept, something, break down the calculations on my Instagram story, there's one person that I do monthly readings for, and all the time she'll just be like, I don't need to do this. This is why I pay you. You just tell me what it all means, okay? I'm not going to do the math.
Just do it for me. That's how I feel about everything numbers related. And surprise, spoiler alert, everything is math. I remember walking into a music theory class one time in high school, and the teacher wrote down a formula, and he was like, "This is music," and I was like, "Fuck you!" No! I wanted to walk out of the class. I was like, "What? Even music is math? How dare you? How dare astrology is math? Everything is math."
It's all math. It's all math. I know. I wish I knew more about music because I've seen that cool video that compares I don't know, different notes or something to they could put it on a wheel and it ends up being the same as when you put when you map out all the different trines on a chart, all the different sextiles, aspects, they relate directly to something in music. See, I'm just barely trying to describe what this thing is.
So it feels like the kind of thing you'd be good at if you really dove in.
I'm sure if you did sit down, you'd probably get it within a day. You're that good at that kind of stuff. I feel like you'd pick it up real quickly.
Right, music, math, and I'm made for it.
Yeah, my dad is an accountant, and he taught himself piano, just by himself, and I my brain just doesn't work like that. I tried for years to learn instruments, and I'm like, can't. bored, must go run in woods.
Yeah, I took piano lessons. I can do it, but I quit because it was conflicting with when Rugrats was on, which tells you a lot about who I am.
Oh, Emily, you and I are so similar. That's why I quit gymnastics, because I just didn't want to wake up early on Saturdays. I was like, nah. And it was really good too, and I liked it. I just was like, not more than sleep. Thanks.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I would rather be home, thank you.
Yeah.
Even as like a 7-year-old, I was like, these children are so loud, and I would love to be at home.
It is like really sobering when you realize as an adult that like you're not going to be the main character you thought you were. I feel like that's the era I'm in right now, is in my mid-30s, of like, oh, I'm just mid. Like, that's okay.
I'm writing new movies about people like me. People who want to stay home.
That will never get made, and that's okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I'm never going to be... And this is so... I don't mean to get... Maybe this is because it's early. We're recording this earlier than we normally do. But, like, I'm just not going to be like that. I'm not going to be Beyonce, and that's all right.
You're Beyonce to me.
Oh, you are Beyonce to me. You are
That's so
Beyonce.
nice, you guys.
Your witch cast is Beyonce.
You're fucking full of shit, both of you.
Also, I think the older I get, the more I'm like, I really don't want to be Beyonce.
No, I don't.
I don't want people to care that much about my personal life. It's already tough enough having a personal life with just the few friends I have who know about it. I don't want to be perceived that much.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
I don't want people knowing me. I cry if I get one slightly negative comment on Reddit. Like, I'm like, my life is ruined.
They can be brutal on Reddit.
I know. I can't handle the public scrutiny, man. Like, I like to be under the radar. So
even when I like went to acting school, I always said that I wanted to be Jerry Orbach famous. I wanted to be like, Law and Order famous. Not like, not real famous. I want to be like a supporting role on Broadway, like a very niche number of people. That was my highest dream. Was like,
I love that.
Like I'm mostly known for giving my eyes to the blind after I died because of a sign on the subway.
He
and
donated his eyeballs. Yes.
Yes.
That is, I mean, hey, that is
I love
great.
Jerry Orbach.
I love Jerry Orbach too. He's got a little street named after him, I think, in Manhattan.
Yeah, he's probably
Jerry
more
Orbach
famous
way.
than I really wanted to be. I was just shooting for like a
I love that he's like, the public doesn't really know. The public knows him now, I think, posthumously, but like he's you want to be respected in the industry, but not.
But like left
not
alone.
A household
like you
name.
can go to a restaurant, and
right?
Maybe
one
person will be like, "Hey, I think I know that guy."
Right.
That's the maximum.
Okay, wait. We have to get to the subject quickly, but I just want to say I went on a whole rant yesterday about how lucky it is to be, not to go back to white men, but isn't it always to be a middle-aged mid-white man? Like, goddamn, the Wallace Shawns and the fucking like, who were we just watching? Oh my god, I love him so much, and I just had his name on the top of my head. See, this is the point. Shit, he was in the Holdovers. That he's
Paul
just
Giamatti?
like,
No.
Yes, Paul Giamatti.
Yeah.
Like the fucking Paul Giamattis of the world, the Jerry Orbach. Like, you can be a fucking basic looking, ugly, paunchy, middle-aged white man, and you will be beloved in this country, and you will just be loved for who you are as a person. It does not matter if you have a chin or not. It does not matter what your BMI is. You will just be loved for your talent, and you will be given the benefit of the doubt. Wallace Shawn, no offense, I went to a talk from him. He's a cranky old coot. Like, he's exactly who he plays. He's not the most pleasant person. He didn't even want to be an actor. He wanted to be a writer. He said so himself. And he is so popular because we give all of these men the most benefit of the doubt. And
well, I think that it's like it's as much that as that we don't give women that space. Like, it's
right.
or generally people that aren't white men. Like, loosely we're willing to love them without, like, it's just, I feel like it's less of like a benefit to them and more of a detriment to everyone else, which is like, we should all be treated with love, and we should all be allowed to look the way we look and just like accepted for who we are. And there should be a lot more female actors or, like non-binary actors and that kind of thing that just look like a person. That would be great. I would love to see more of that. I want those movies,
that are able to just be human stories and not have to be sex objects or caricatures. Yes, that would be lovely. Anyway, sorry, that was just a rant. I'm sorry I got a little heated. Okay. Today, we're not talking about that today, guys. Today we're talking about...
Speaking about how we're feeling about the year to come, sort of.
We're in award season.
We're going to go wherever
of
the very
2024.
We're talking about, the forecast of the year.
Yeah, we're in
I'm
Golden
trying to
Globes
find the
retrograde right
transition.
now.
Yeah, exactly. The award season we're in the thick of it, so it's very top of mind. But as we're forecasting the future, the Oscars, maybe more of the awards coming up, we're forecasting maybe spiritually what's coming up by looking into the numbers. I'm reaching real hard for a transition here.
I'm loving this segue.
By tapping into a resident
I think
numerologist.
more is better. Yeah, give us another one.
Keep going. Don't stop.
Wallace Shawn is... No, I'm just kidding. His number is number 8, which is also... No. So, Jasmine, you just posted recently on your Instagram account about the number of the year. Can you tell us, what is the number of the year? What does that even mean? And what should we expect from that?
Feels a little bit like I'm on Sesame Street, right?
I know.
Like the letter of the day is B.
Tell us what number is sponsoring this episode.
Today's episode of Witchcast Podcast is sponsored by the number 8. Da, 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 da. We're in an 8 global year. We get that number from adding up all of the numbers within this year. So what year is this? It's 2024. 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 4 equals 8. 8 is such a beautiful, round, lovely number. And she's got curves. I mean, it's like a very fun one to talk about. I've got all my spiels for each of the 9 base numbers, those single digit numbers 1 through 9. I got a spiel for all of them. And it's always fun to talk about the number 8 because you can kind of get a vibe for each of the numbers by looking at them. But even specifically, the number 8, beautiful. Turn it on its side. What does it look like?
Boobs.
Infinity. A
What
sweet
did you...
ass.
Infinity was the answer I was looking for, but boobs and butt was the answer I didn't know I needed.
I was immediately like, boobs and butt. I'm sorry.
I love, Kate, you're just like, that's a number that goes bow,
I am
bow.
spicy this morning. I am spicy. I'm so sorry.
Thank goodness.
I thought that was what you were looking for. This is not the boobs and butt you're looking for. I'm sorry.
You know what? I think we can circle back and figure out how to make boobs and butt work here. But yes, infinity symbol is what I was looking for. So the number 1 keyword that I like to use for the number 8 is energy. Da, 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 da. That's our word for the year, energy. And so if we're looking at this infinity symbol, the number 8, boobs and butt, it is about, it's this representation of how energy never really goes away. It just kind of gets cycled around. And the thing with year numbers is we have this nice, long, juicy 12-month span to really get into the energy of this number, the energy of energy. And so I've been talking with my clients a lot about looking at or thinking about all of these numbers on a spectrum. So, at its best, a number 8 year is about money and power and manifestation and, just calling in those things that you want into your life. But on the other end of that spectrum is powerlessness, feeling quite the opposite of all of that stuff. Maybe some of us are going to have a year where we're like, yes, the fruits of my labor, it's all coming to me. Everything's coming up me. But then there might be other people on the other end of the spectrum that are still dealing with the same themes. We're still dealing with energy. We're still dealing with power. But the lack thereof it, and that's its own exploration. That's its own lesson that's happening there. But yeah, I mean, those are the main keywords we're looking at: energy, power, manifestation.
Wow.
Interesting.
Yeah,
So
it
how
makes sense to think that the energy is moving up and down, and it's moving in that infinity circle where some people are going to experience that on the upswing and some on the downswing.
Yeah. So I was going to ask, how can you tell if you're going to be on the upswing or the downswing?
Well, take a moment to check in with your energy. I mean, 8 is this like very, very subtle. I mean, it is one of the numbers that is most closely associated with magic, because magic is all about, focusing on a goal, kind of honing your energy, focusing your energy towards that thing, whether it be something tangible like, a better apartment, or something more just like, I really want to feel happy, And so checking in, I almost forgot what question I was even answering. Checking in with yourself, it's about this subconscious energy. Maybe I am saying that I really want to be happy, but how am I truly energetically connected to that goal? And are my actions energetically connected to that goal? It's the as above, so below, of what's going on inside of me, what is going on outside of me, and how can I take some ownership for that? Because there's plenty of shit that's not our fault, systems that we're stuck in and all that. But, we are not completely powerless to the way we treat others, the way we show up for our own lives day in and day out. And so that's the big thing to be thinking about in a global 8 years. What kind of perspective am I bringing to myself and to my life, and how is that creating ripples? How is that affecting me? How is that coming back to me? Yeah.
I love that. Yeah, I actually been talking about that with a friend of mine about, taking a step back and thinking about how can I vibrate at my highest, or like what is, I think that's it's like a cliche saying, but how, what am I is what I'm doing serving my highest good? And, I think we live in a world, in a society right now where things are really scary. It always is, right? But things feel very scary right now. I think a lot of us have a lot of financial uncertainty. I think the economy is really scary right now. I know a lot of myself and my friends have a lot of uncertainty when it comes to our, finances, our jobs, security, etc. And so it's like you get kind of this lack mindset and this fight or flight mindset where you just kind of get this tunnel vision and you're just like, I need to survive. What am I going to do? And it's so hard because you can't, it's really hard to take a step back and say, well, what is it that's going to best serve me? Like, how do I stay most fulfilled? How do I stay serving my best purpose? And, what is the best fit for me? But also I need to pay my bills and put food on the table and survive in this material world. So it's such a balance. It's such a push pull, because at the same time, I also recognize that just kind of this frantic desperation energy where feels very low vibrational to me, which I've been in so many times where you're just kind of like looking for the next thing, you're just kind of clinging, is not sustainable. And it just kind of leads me to toxic environments, and then another, and like I get into the same mindset again and again where I then have to find another job or another situation. So right now I'm kind of like, where do I need to be? Where, can I take a step back for a second from this fear and say, okay, things are really scary right now, but can I try and step outside of that and really start to rethink outside of the constructs of what employment looks like? Can I look outside of the 9 to 5? Can I look outside of of capitalism and what I've been taught? And like, these are bigger things, right? This is something outside of like what we can talk about on today's episode. But like, I've just started to really, I think a lot of us, and at least I've been seeing on TikTok and such, is like, I think our generations are starting to break down all these foundations that we've been told our whole lives of, this is how you must live, and this is how you must exist, and this is what you must deal with. And like, okay, I'm sorry, I'm getting way deeper than I expected, but it just makes me think of like, this doesn't serve us. This was never really meant to serve us. Okay, so then how do we break free of this? And how do we truly thrive? How can we, evolve beyond? Especially when we've been set up to fail for so long, I don't know. I don't have answers to that. But it's things I've been thinking about for a while.
Time machine, kill Ronald Reagan.
Absolutely.
Yes, got it. I'm in. Let's do it.
Correct. I love a time travel paradox. Let's go create a new reality. I'm down. No, I mean, like that, those are all incredibly valid things to think about anytime, but
Right.
during this kind of year, we are thinking about the give and take and the reciprocity and the fact that like we as just little cogs in the machine are really getting nothing back these days. We're not, like other generations could buy homes and cars and all that good stuff. And that's still just consumerism at the end of the day, but they lived with a bit more comfort. We live in very uncomfortable times, to say the least. I mean, that sounds like such a shitty word to use, but it is
true.
deeply uncomfortable. Yeah. I'm in my
Yeah.
30s and I'm poor, but I work a lot and that sucks. It really sucks. But like, that's also how the machine was built, because if we are so tired and we are working all the time and struggling to survive, then it's like, okay, well then what can I do to help other people? Nothing. I just have to eat and sleep and go to bed and work. That's the machine, baby.
That's the machine.
Yeah.
It's working how it's supposed to, but you get in that mindset, and if you're something I like to talk about a lot is the fact that like we've disguised pessimism as realism. If we're hyper focusing on what's really bad in our lives and in the world, then we think we're being realistic, or at least I believe a lot of people have been taught to believe that that's realism. But hyper focusing on just what's negative isn't necessarily realistic. But also on the other side, people then think, oh, swing to the other side of the spectrum, I'm going to be so positive, and then that's where we get toxic positivity and we get whitewashing, and we are not looking at what we're supposed to look at. It's like this very fine balance of realism being like, I see the negative shit, I also see the good shit in my life, and I know that both of those exist, sometimes in contradiction to one another, but we are sloppy, messy, contradictory little beings, So being able to hold both those things at the same time is like truly key.
Which
to
feels like a
survival.
very 8 lesson, just peeking in from the
Yes.
outside.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
that
Exactly.
balanced vibe.
I didn't. This just kind of occurred to me as you were talking too about the meaning of 8. 8 in like East Asian, like specifically Chinese belief too, is a very lucky number. And so I wonder too, like if that is also because of like the kind of money prosperity connotations as well. I mean, I know that there's similar beliefs behind the number 8. And this is also the year of the dragon, which we haven't talked about yet, but Lunar New Year is coming up in February 10th this year. So I'm just curious, I'm really interested in how this year is going to go. I get the sense that there's going to be a lot of shift, a lot of change, just globally. So personally, you kind of talked a little bit about what we can look for. What are you thinking in terms of the numerology that you've been seeing? And also if any astrology is coming into in your forecasting, what are you seeing in terms of globally for this year?
It's a great question. And like the truthful answer is, I don't fucking know.
That's great.
I think that's extremely fair.
Yeah, that's like this is very honest answer. I love it.
Yes. Because who knows? I mean, the older I
Right.
get, the more I'm like, I don't know anything. But I do like to play with all these things and think about it.
Yeah.
So I can't say for certain. I mean, Pluto is going to be moving into
Yes.
Aquarius, I think,
Yes.
staying this time. And that's it. That's a huge shift. I mean, just like Pluto's been in Capricorn for so fucking long, so long that I'm curious to see what that looks like, because it's still a Saturn ruled Pluto, but it has that Uranian quality, and it, in a lot of ways, Capricorn has become synonymous with capitalism, which I think is deeply unfair to me and my kind.
Aw. Sorry, Capricorns.
You are more than just business and money, Capricorns. I see you.
That is true.
But it is structures. That's why it's been lumped in, is that, capitalism does fall under, the rule of Capricorn and those structures, and the way those structures have grown and progressed and gotten progressively worse for us and our generation. So now it's moving into Aquarius. Aquarius is more of the observer. Aquarius is also at times more optimistic. I'm actually really interested. I really love looking into and talking about and writing about the different Pluto generations. And Pluto's about to be in Aquarius for I don't know how long, but it's decades. And so I think
Oh my God.
I'm very curious to see what that generation of kids, you know, the ones that are being born right now, are going to be like this Pluto in Aquarius generation of kiddos. I hope I hope they fix everything.
They said that about us too, and we totally screwed the pooch on that.
Well, you know, the Pluto and Scorpio generation, we did a lot for mental health.
That's true.
That was our whole thing. And the Pluto and Sagittarius generation is all about like freedom of expression and, you know, personal freedoms and all that shit. And I work with a lot of Pluto and Capricorn people, little humans,
Tiny humans.
and they're wild, man. I don't know what they're gonna do. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
They're crazy. Aren't we all?
Pluto
Aren't we
went
all?
into Capricorn like 2006, right?
2008.
Like, 2008. Yeah,
Yeah,
because I remember it was
started
like
off
right
with
when
that recession.
right before I graduated college. So it was like pretty much my whole adult life. Pluto's been in Capricorn, which is like wild. Yeah.
Yeah, probably explains how I ended up doing some accounting despite being a double Scorpio. And with a theater degree. No, sorry, Capricorn. Sorry again, Capricorn.
Sorry, Caps. Sorry, babies. No, but yeah, this year, I mean, we've got Jupiter going into Gemini, which should be interesting as well. I haven't really thought too much about it, but I love a good Jupiter ingress into a new sign.
I have a numerologist question for you.
Yeah.
Which is, okay, so 2023 was a 7 year. Looking back now, how do you feel like that played out
Ooh.
for you personally or for like your experience of how things went?
That's a great question. I mean, like a lot of what I work with on a personal level is so what we're talking about here is predictive numerology, or at least that's what I've coined it in my life, in my work. Because we're talking about the energy of a particular time, whether it's past, present, or future. And there's global numerology, global predictive numerology. That's what we're talking about here. 8 is the global. We're all experiencing that. So that's like a huge umbrella, you know, and how it affects everyone is going to be so vastly different. And part of that has to do with the fact that we also have our own personal year numbers.
Right,
so
right.
my birthday is on Wednesday, January 10th. Thank you.
Happy early birthday.
Happy almost
you.
birthday.
I was
gonna say,
Or by
I
the
was
time
gonna-
this comes out, happy late birthday.
Right. Happy late birthday. Because we time travel in this podcast as well.
I love time traveling.
Yeah.
Look at us. We're doing it. But on my birthday, I'll start a new personal year, which is going to be 19/1. And I'm so excited because the thing is, all of this works in cycles of 9. And so, you know, globally, we're in an 8 year. So something interesting to think about for everyone is like, what seeds were being planted in 2017? Because
Ooh.
like
Oh.
generally in an 8 year, that's when we start to see the fruits of that labor. You know, that's when we start to be able to like see how those seeds that we planted in 2017 have fully grown and formed in our life. So that's some homework for everyone to do at home.
That's
love
the year
homework.
I quit my last day job and went freelance. So hopefully this will be good.
Yeah. That's when I started my job I currently have. That's so crazy.
Nice. Yeah. So, okay. I've
that's
avoided
not
the
my question,
question though,
actually.
talking
But go
about
on.
last year being a 7 year. 7 has a lot to do with truth seeking. It has a lot to do with asking questions. The spectrum that I think of, you know, for the number 8, it's about feeling powerful or, you know, feeling powerlessness. That's the spectrum that we're working on. That's the sliding scale that we're oscillating on. Whereas for 2023, the spectrum I think about is spirituality and science. You know, they're two sides of the same coin. They're both asking very similar questions, but going about them in very different ways. And so, you know, 2023, we did see A lot of stuff.
You don't have to know. I was just,
To
I
put
was
it
just thinking about
mildly.
like I couldn't
Yeah,
remember what a 7 even was, so it's
there
like,
you
and
go.
everybody's gonna have experienced that differently. You don't have to
It's
assess
true.
the world's
It's true.
experience.
I was trying to think of some like examples right then and there, and I'm like, I don't have it. But I'm sure some listeners are like, oh, okay.
I
You
did some
know,
soul searching or whatever. Yeah.
you're right. It did look like that for me.
It's deep though. We could talk like for at great length about 2023. I've been watching a lot of those like year recaps, and it's like, ooh, that year last
That
year
was
was
a
a lot.
long year.
It was a lot to go
I feel
into.
like I feel like I don't remember most of it. I don't remember anything these
You
days.
don't really need to.
I'm I'm really focused on 2024. We don't need to.
Yeah, this is a new year, so
The Chinese spy balloon was last year. Isn't that crazy? That
that's
was
crazy.
2023.
That feels like 2016 to me. If you gave me, if you were like, when was the Chinese spy balloon? I'd be like, I don't know, 7 years ago, maybe.
It all starts to blur, especially I feel like when you get to our age in the mid 30s, you're just like, what? Like, but the
Yeah.
birthdays don't matter anymore. Like
Yeah, we've come to a point where there could be an
years don't
entire
matter
year
anymore.
where I'm like, I don't know, I didn't really do much. Like, I mean, I
Yeah.
did stuff, but I didn't really do anything to report. Like, I got home like for Christmas to my hometown, and people were like, "Oh, how was your year?" And it's like, good.
Yeah, same old.
Like, I don't know, man.
I survived. I'm here.
Yeah.
Gonna do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Going all over again, I guess.
Well, I feel like some of our listeners are going to want to refresh because you mentioned your 19-1 year coming up very soon. So how do people, let's talk about your personal year. Let's talk real quick recap. How do we determine a personal year and what does that mean?
Thank you so much for asking this question because it's all I ever want to talk about. So all of the calculations in numerology are very simple. Sometimes describing them out loud with words is complicated sounding, but it's not. So all you do is take the numbers of your most recent or soon to be upcoming birthday. So my upcoming one is January 10th, 2024. So we already know that 2024 is an 8-year because we crunched those numbers, 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 4. So then my calculation is 1 for January, 10 for my birth day, and 8 for the year. So 1 plus 10 plus 8 equals 19. And that's how you get that number. And then 1 plus 9 equals 10. 1 plus 0 equals 1. That's how you get that little number after the slash. So 19 is the detail number, which I love to work with. Not all numerologists do. And 1 is the base number. So those are our numbers 1 through 9. Those single digit numbers are the main archetypes that we work with in numerology. You know, like astrology, we've got all the different signs. Those are the main archetypes, as well as the planets and the aspects. And there's astrology is full of archetypes.
Astrology's
a lot of characters. Yeah. a lot of stuff going on.
Big ensemble cast, that astrology.
Yeah. So I like to work with the detail numbers. It's a little bit much for any listeners who might be brand new to it. Don't worry too much about that. But yeah, I mean, 1 years are good for planting seeds. So that was 2017 for us all globally. And 2 years are, I usually go pretty ham on a gardening metaphor when I'm talking about
I
all
love
of
it. I love a good metaphor,
Good.
and gardening is perfect.
It reminds me of you guys ever see the movie Now and Then?
Yes, of
And,
course.
like the mom is trying to give like the sex talk, but she's just talking about like watering plants, and so her daughter like doesn't know what sex is, like thinks that making out she's gonna get pregnant. That's what I feel like
Aw.
sometimes. Great movie. I've been thinking about it. I haven't seen it in a while, but it's
I'm
not
trying to
seen it so
extremely
long.
quietly move my stuff around to write down that I should watch that
Now
movie because
and
I have like a
then.
running.
I have it on
movie list.
DVD.
Hell yeah.
It's been a long time since I've seen it, though.
Yeah, we definitely had the VHS. Okay, so gardening metaphor. For the listeners at home, if you've crunched your numbers and you want to know, okay, Jasmine, I'm in a 3-year. What the hell does that mean? So 1, we're planting the seeds. It's about action. It is about the self. It is about new beginnings. 2 is a year when we're like, we're watering the garden, watering the seeds that we planted. It's a little bit more, anytime you're in an even number year, you're going to be a little bit more of a homebody, probably because your energy is just a little bit more focused inward on the mental, emotional, spiritual aspects of life. 3 is a number of growth. Things tend to grow and expand and socialize and creativity and making stuff. That's what happens in 3 years. 4 is about roots and stability and foundations. So, you might be chasing monetary security. You might be working more towards emotional security. I almost said social security. I was thinking about like frienships, but
Understood.
We're all working towards
paying
social
into
security.
social security.
Too dang much.
5 years bring on a bit of change, sometimes a little bit of chaos. Mostly we're working towards a sense of freedom in a 5 year, letting go of anything that we don't need to keep with us throughout the next half of the cycle. 6 years are about care, whether you're caring for other people or caring for yourself and your health. It's about balance and harmony and love, but of course everything exists on the spectrum. So, it might be the feeling of the absence of those things sometimes. Hopefully it's not. Hopefully everyone in a 6 year has a beautiful, wonderful 6 year that's full of love and magic and all that good stuff. But you never know. 7 is, of course, about truth, and it's about asking, what is our purpose? What am I doing here? Do we have a purpose? Is God real? Can I kill God? What happens when I die?
Love that.
That's our 7 year. 8 year, we're seeing the fruits of that labor, of that, seeds we planted. And 9 years tend to be pretty liminal. So we'll be in that globally for 2025. This liminal space of ending and beginning, seeing things wrap up and close as we prepare for a new chapter. So I always find this time near the end of the cycle, a global 8 year, global 9 year, to be very interesting, because I'm always trying to think what's coming ahead in the future. But, realistically, like I said in the beginning, I don't know. So it is a good reminder to stay here right now and see, what requires our attention right now. What are we picking up? What are we putting down? What are we walking away from as we prepare for whatever might come next in the next 9 year cycle? But yeah,
I love it.
That's my little spiel on all of that jazz. And those numbers pertain to, anyone who's, maybe interested in calculating some more global numbers right now. All of those descriptions apply to global years as well. It just might be, it just shows up in different ways, because it's a number that's affecting all of us, and it how things affect you on a personal personal 8 year, as opposed to a global 8 year. There's going to be shifts and changes and differences, but
yeah, that makes sense. Certainly something to keep in mind as you go through the year and ask questions about.
Yeah, for sure. I have a technical mathematical question. Yeah. So when you added your numbers real quick, when you went to 1 plus 10, if you've explained this in the past, but again, I'm not a math girly. Let's say your day number is 25 or 23. It's,
hypothetically speaking.
Huh?
I said hypothetically speaking.
Hypothetically speaking.
Since both of us have our birthdays in the 20s.
In the 20s. Would you add 2 plus 5 or 2 plus 4? Would you add, how do you do the math when you are in those bigger double digits for those birthdays?
Yeah, it's a great question. And in my practice, when it comes to your month number and your day number, we don't add those down. So if you're born on December 12th, you would do 12 plus 12 in my personal brand of numerology, because I think it's important to keep in mind that 12 represents December. You're born in December. You're not born in March. March is 3. December is 12. When you're born on the 12th day, you're not born on the 3rd day. So yes, it's still addition. You're still going to get, the same, you're always going to get the same base number. That's never going to change. If you're going to be in a 7 year, you're going to be in a 7 year no matter what. It's just are you in a 34/7 year or in a 16/7 year? Or, yeah. I chose the correct numbers there. Good job. Um,
Yay.
and that might seem like kind of silly, goofy, because I am adding down the global year number. We're using 8 instead of 2024, but that's because we do work with global year numbers, and 2024 is represented by the number 8. So that's the only one that I add down into its singular base number. Everything
That
else
makes
stays
sense.
as is.
So if people are interested in what that larger number before the slash, what that interpretation means, like they should book you for a more detailed reading. Is that?
Yes, that is what it is. If you do have an understanding of tarot, you can utilize that. And if you've got a bit of an understanding about astrology, you can borrow from that as well. Although, like the houses and what they represent, the houses 1 through 12 are a little bit different. Like the number 7 is not about partnership. It's not. It's actually kind of in a lot of ways the opposite. 7 can be a very lone wolf kind of number, but if you get the number 21, if you're going to be in a 21/3 year and you're very familiar with the tarot card The World, then you've got a little bit of extra info that you can work with there. But yes, I won't get too deeply into describing how to read the detail numbers because I can. I turn into that woman in the meme with all the calculations around her.
Yes,
you have a beautiful mind.
yes. So book Jasmine at Satin Saturn on Instagram, and you can also find her website on our Insta profile as well if you want to get a personal reading. I've had one done by her; they're amazing, super detailed. Do you have any other questions, Emily? I feel like maybe we should draw a card. Do you have anything else you want to ask before we do that?
No, I don't think so. I'm trying to think what we said we were going to talk about before the episode. It was like the vibes of the year, the how you get there, what to do with it. I feel like that's it, right? Is there anything you want to add? No.
Yeah, anything else, Jasmine, you want to add for our listeners? Any other advice you have, Auntie? Auntie Jasmine?
Yeah, I would say, because we also have personal month numbers, which, and global month numbers, which we don't have to dive into too much, but I would say March brings on certain challenges for all of us because March is an 11 month, and that's a master number. And so just be open to whatever March brings you. It's, these numbers aren't here to mess with your life. When I say challenge or lesson, it can kind of feel like, what the hell does this number have a problem with me for? Why is it messing up my life? That's not what it's like. It's more just an opportunity to be like, hey, is this something I can learn from? Which is a great reframe of anything going on in our mind. Summer is a little tough, numerologically speaking, so don't put, too much pressure on yourself to have a hot girl summer if it doesn't happen. I'm sure some of you will have a hot girl summer, but some of us might just be a
hot fudge summer.
A hot fudge summer sounds great. And then September is always this beautiful month of like recalibration because, well, this is me always deciding, do I go into the theory of the numerology of it all? But September is in our Gregorian calendar, it is the number 9. And whenever we put a number into 9, as in we're doing like addition, right? It's what we do here in numerology land. If we're adding 8, the global year number, into the number 9 for September, we're going to get the number 17, which then adds down to the number 8. So anything you put into the number 9 just spits back out that original number. And so every year, this is applicable for every year of your life. September is always going to be this time for recalibration because you're going to have the month number and the year number be the same, both globally and for your own personal year numbers. And so, yeah, always take that time in September to ask yourself, like, what are my goals for this year? What am I doing? Am I working towards this tangible thing? Am I working towards, feeling better? Am I working towards being kinder? And how am I or am I not showing up for that? Whenever I'm describing how to use these numbers, it's always important to keep in mind, like, this energy is around, it's going to be around you, but I also try to share what I can to help you utilize that even more, because the layman who knows nothing about numerology is still going to experience this stuff, right? But are they going to utilize it? Are they going to lean into it, or are they going to fight against it? Sometimes you lean into it, sometimes you fight against it. But that's my goal, is to try and help people utilize it.
Knowing has so rarely really helped me make a difference. It's good to know, and yet, am I doing anything differently than I would? I'm just naughtier about it.
Naughtier.
Naughty.
Naughty. I love that September's a recalibration month. I don't think I knew that. That's like also the
but
nerd
it
in
feels
me is
right.
Like, back to school time. That's like such a perfect kismet thing to like. I also always loved. It's always one of my favorite months because it's like fall's coming in, summer's ending. It's so refreshing. It feels like, back to school shopping. I don't know. That's so great. I love that.
I know. What's cute with the global year too is, once again, going back to tarot, which is going to be a great segue if we want to pull a card after this, is that,
always looking it up.
Card number 8 is our tarot card of the year, which is the strength card. And so then when we punch in those numbers for September, we get the number 17, which is, technically another tarot card associated with this year, which is the star. So it's like, all year we're working on that strength card energy. And then we get to September and we're like, okay, it's the same themes. We're still working with 8, but what if we're doing it in this different way? Strength is a bit more about this balancing and sometimes the taming of our wild self and our more human, civilized, person self. And then the star card is, I love the star card, because to me, it's very much coming after that tower moment and sitting down and looking around at the rubble and being like, okay, well, now what are we going to do? What am I going to do with all this stuff that I have in front of me? And also, what if I look up instead of at the rubble? What if I focus on what if I focus on the stars instead? Yeah, just having that reorientation. So that's really, that's what this year is about. Reorienting, or just figuring out where you want to orient, where you want to put your energy, where you want to focus on yourself and the world, because it's a global year, where you want to focus on yourself and everyone else.
And everybody else. Dude. It's a good thing to think about, It's important to reflect.
That's wild. That's so cool. I just did my number. I have a personal 8 year as well for this year.
Oh, damn.
And I think I've been drawing the strength card a lot recently. I had to look through my photos to confirm. I'm getting chills. This is like crazy.
I think I'm in a 4 year, but hey,
Exciting. I love this. Shall we draw a card for
That's
everyone?
exactly what I was about to say.
Let's do it.
Jasmine has a deck.
Yes. Jasmine, what deck do you have for us today?
I have the Modern Witch deck.
Yeah.
It's the one that's always closest. Well, I do also have a Taylor Swift deck. That's
There's a Taylor Swift deck?
I have a Taylor Swift Eras Tour deck, which I don't know how official it is. It's probably not, but it's like,
Amazing. Did you get it from Etsy?
It was one of those things where I was scrolling through TikTok and they were like, hey, have you seen this Taylor Swift Eras Tour deck? And I was like, well, now that I've seen it, I need it.
Now I have, yeah.
Yes, the algorithm got you.
Yeah, I'm not usually big on, what's the word? It was right in my head, but purchasing things just right off the bat like that. It's not usually my
impulse.
Impulse purchases, yeah.
Impulse purchases, not usually me. They don't usually get me. They'll make me think about it, but no, that one I instantly was just like, and I will take one. Thank you.
Yes, thank
Shut
you.
up and take my money.
Okay, so I pulled the 9 of Cups reversed.
Oh, okay.
Here, I'll show you guys.
Let's see.
Yeah, let's see.
It's a Rider-Waite
look at her.
Smith inspired deck, but like the classic Rider-Waite Smith on the 9 of Cups, it looks like John Travolta. It looks just like him, like a young John Travolta.
I never thought about that. But...
Oh my god, that's so funny. I have to look up now because I don't remember what that looks like. That's really
funny. Everyone at home, if you're not familiar, please look it up because it's him. But yeah, the Nine of Cups is all about, in my
I
book,
just googled it. That's exactly John Travolta. I'm sorry. Go on.
John Travolta. This is about
I'm
personal
dead.
satisfaction, and the fact that it's in this reverse position here is a testament to some of the stuff I've been talking about, which is, how much ownership you can take over your life, which really comes down to your perception of it. Is everything around you horrible, or does some stuff kind of suck? But like, you've got friends and family, and you can approach them and your life with love, or you can approach it with whatever else you got, and you're gonna see what comes, right? You're gonna send it into that eight,
Yeah,
turn
legally
on its
you
side, the
can
boobies, the butt,
approach
and
it
see
with
what
spite.
happens.
The
Yeah.
boobies in the butt.
The Nine of Cups, also, fun fact, the number that is most closely associated with it is the number 49, 49/4. So what that tells us is that personal satisfaction is, and cultivating a sense of happiness in yourself is something that helps root you down into the life that you are living now. When I talk about the number 4, I often think about root systems because I love trees. I love trees so much.
Trees are the
But
best. I was
trees are
watching
the
Bob
best.
Ross this morning. I'm sorry, this is a quick left turn, but he is such a fucking delight. And he was talking about how I mean, he's dead, but like, R.I.P., love him. But he was talking about how he would like feed all the possums and raccoons that would come to his like cabin. And he was like, of course I talk to possums and raccoons. I talk to trees. If you talk to trees, you're gonna talk to all the little critters too.
Absolutely.
Like, I mean, this guy gets it.
Yeah.
I love how he he used to save little creatures. He's the
Yeah,
best.
very sweet man.
Angel amongst us. But yeah, I mean, the deeper your root system is, the easier it is to weather life's storms. And so, knowing that this card is associated with the number 4, we have to ask ourselves, how much of my grounding and my root system, how much can I like, what I'm trying to get at is like, how does feeling joy and making space for happiness fit into, that root system, that foundation that I'm creating in my life? Is that kind of making sense? Because we went everywhere, I had
Yes.
a nice pregnant
Yeah.
pause in there to gather myself. But, how much does, my own joy and happiness factor into the things that I'm working on or facilitating in my life to make me feel stable and secure?
Right.
Yeah.
Like, are you growing your own roots in the right direction, sort of?
Yeah.
And like
Yeah.
wide enough and deep enough to really
Yeah.
hold you down.
Yeah.
I
when it
love.
rains.
I also want to reiterate the thing you just said, Jasmine. The deeper your root system, the better you are to weather any storm. It's just such a. I know that's not a unique concept or saying, but it just really resonates. Also, I told Emily recently we just rewatched all of the extended versions of Lord of the Rings
Hell yeah.
trilogy. So I'm very much a
Absolutely.
fan of the Ents. And I'd like to think I've been thinking about how Treebeard, like in the beginning, it was like, I'm not participating in these wars. It's not about us. We're like bigger, longer, older than these wars. I'm sorry, I'm gonna go real quick into Loader. And then he sees
I
like
want this.
okay. Emily's like very
Keep going.
okay, good. We're all on board. Okay. And then he sees the damage and how he cannot stand back any longer, and how much and how it has affected his kind and his people, and how they all rally and come forward. And then I'm going on this whole metaphor, and then all the trees come forward to join the war and fight Saruman, and they break the dam, and they root down against the tidal wave that comes in to destroy the whole awful what do you call it, like his whole like fortress of like fire and everything with the orcs and
Isengard
everything.
and all that.
Yeah, Isengard. Thank you. I was trying to
They're
describe
taking the
like
hobbits
it's
to
like a
Isengard.
God.
it's like a mine. It's like a mine that he's building, right? Like what is it? It's I guess
He's like
like the
mining orcs, and then also
yes.
there is like a little bit about like I feel like it sort of touches on like the Industrial Revolution in a
Right.
way
It
that
is
like
all kind of
really
Matt
doesn't
said the
come through
whole
in the movies,
book
but that
series
is
is
sort
really
of
about
the
Yeah.
industrialism.
Yeah.
yeah.
And also it's kind of the orcs are really racist to me. But whatever. That's a whole other discussion. But the trees like
Yeah.
root down and like they are able to like withstand the waters and everything like that. And I don't this seems very convoluted, but in my mind it makes me think about how, you know, when you are able to see the big picture, but then also when you choose to stand up and fight, which is something I'm thinking about a lot lately. And then something else to think about too is like when you're experiencing, I've been trying to really think about gratitude and like um, love and gratitude for what you have and for who you are as a person. And like, what do you do in the face of immense loss? And like one of my friends, she was part of the people who had this terrible fire in Queens, New York recently, right before the holidays. Like this awful fire happened in this big building and they lost everything. And then their building was looted on top of that. And she was like, you know, despite all of this, we like being kicked out of our building, losing everything right before the holidays. I'm just grateful that me and my husband and my child are safe and that we have each other. And everyone in the community has been so kind and supportive. Like everyone rallied, people set up GoFundMe's, like the whole community in Sunnyside got together. And like, it's been really interesting watching her Instagram posts and how she's like been kind of documenting this process of grief and like watching her go through like the things that she's lost, the things with sentimental value have been the most hard, of course. But like just watching someone kind of actively live out their grief. And like, what do we do when we lose everything? And I've been thinking about that a lot. Obviously, there's a lot going on globally. Oh my God, this is so long and I'm going to stop. But anyway, point is, yes, I
Roots?
agree with all of these things. It's just, yeah, thinking, rooting down, what do you truly care about? Even when the world is terrible, what do you have that truly matters? And being grateful for what you do have. And then when do you choose to fight for yourself, for others, for those that have less than? Okay, that was the point. Sorry. So many feelings. Sorry.
No. And I feel like that really summed it up. So, Jasmine, where can people find you again on the internet? What are all your handles?
Okay, so
Websites, etc.
I'm Satin Saturn on satin.saturn on Instagram and technically on TikTok too, but I do not go on that app anymore. And don't even look for me on Twitter. I'm there.
Who is she?
But,
we don't know Twitter.
We don't know her. No, this past year, I really like stopped doing a lot of social media. So like, I'm still looking at Twitter, but I'm not saying anything wild anymore, mostly.
Good for you.
But no, you can find out more about me in a professional sense if you go to jasminewolfe.xyz. That's the website. That's where you can find readings, but also just like general about me and some articles that I've written and whatnot. Yeah, that's the most professional place to find me. But if you want to like come say hi, that would be Instagram. I'm still over there. I'm still hanging on to Instagram. I'm into it. I'm
Nice.
a woman.
We love seeing you on there.
30. So yeah, I like Instagram.
Yeah.
What can I say?
Yeah. And that's Jasmine Wolfe with an E, WOLFE. JasmineWolfe.xyz for the website.
Yes, Jasmine also with an E. All of my names have a silent E at the end.
Oh.
Yeah, that's right.
And we will link to all of that on our website, and we'll link to your Instagram from our Instagram, or tag you, etc., as we so often do. And you can find us at witchcastpodcast.com. You can listen to this podcast where all fine podcasts are found. For example, Spotify and Apple Podcasts, and lots of other ones. We're on Instagram too, as at Witchcast Podcast. You can always email us if you really wanted to at witchcastpodcast@gmail.com. And, while you're out there on the internet, why not consider leaving us a 5-star review and saying something nice about us? You don't have to, but we do love it when you do.
Yeah, we really love it, and it helps other people find us, and we might screenshot it and share us on our socials. So please give us a little
Spicy
rating and
offer.
review if you love us. We really appreciate it. Thank
Yeah.
you.
And until next time, hex yeah!
Yeah!
'Cause it's Witchcast.
Yay!
Yay!
Oh, sorry, I just totally went all off the tracks on that. I'm sorry.
No,
I loved
it's
it. I loved
it was beautiful. It was. I had nothing to add.
Yeah,
It
no,
was-
no.
Yeah.
My face
Yeah.
is so hot.
No. You're
hate
having
that happens.
feelings and you're sharing them.
I
and
had
we
a lot of-
appreciate and love
I
that.
just have a lot of feelings. I don't even go to the school.